because the smash attacks and everything that isn't basically an aerial from Olimar regarding the Pikmin, because it can basically just lose to any aerial, she gets away with a lot by just doing what she normally wants to do, landing with nair, landing with fair. And Olimar can't do a whole lot about it. You do have a lot less of an oppressive disadvantage because of that whistle. But you can see Kosoku still, even through the whistle, was able to cover the landing. And already down to just one Pikmin, has to struggle to pull another one. And the advantage is always going to be strong for Sheik. Olimar being short is going to make it a little bit harder for her to land those low nairs to get those like near bouncing fishes. Maybe a little bit more difficult to catch those needles. But overall, definitely does a solid job in the matchup. Sit back. Yeah, catch Olimar on the landing with a nair. If there is one thing about Kosoku that I genuinely always appreciate seeing, it is the lack of hesitation. Always ready to pick an option, not necessarily on first beat, but every time he does pick something, it's an immediate choice. Doesn't give his opponents time to really react, and that's where Sheik is her strongest. Trying to set up needles again. Needles up smash right now would be beautiful. Wow, all the way across the stage with purple. That's one thing that Olimar brings to the table in the matchup, is Sheik being as light as she is, you can definitely blow her up. And you do get a lot of damage when you get one of those Pikmin up smashes, of course. Kosoku had the white Pikmin stuck on him, wasn't able to really get it off in a safe way, so it took a whole bunch of damage there. And now being outside of percents where you can reliably combo Olimar into a kill move, it's going to be difficult to actually find, you know, just a stray hit that'll do the job because her moves are so naturally weak. But that vanish on stage will get the job done. It just took him 80% to get all the way there. Really weak dash attack's not going to be a big combo starter. Parry, but didn't realize that was one hit of double jab. YungBiddness kind of running away with this. Doing a really good job of playing a solid defense and making it super difficult for Kosoku to find even a reliable starter. Has that purple Pikmin on lock. It's going to make it a little bit easier for him to get off the ledge. Yeah, Kosoku has to jump up and respect that. And now that up smash is going to be huge for damage. My God, already 50. With just bread and butter from Olimar. Whistle making that combo a little bit more difficult, even though we didn't even find the extension. Had Kosoku landed that hit, would not have really taken it very far. Again, solid defense from YungBiddness. That little fly actually made it a little bit more difficult for Kosoku to find any follow-ups. Oh, what a bouncing fish. Solid position from Kosoku. Down 100%, but definitely not out. This is definitely the strongest position to be in. You've got Kosoku or you've got YungBiddness at ledge. Having access to purple still, though, makes it a little bit easier. Was able to find his way back on because of that hitbox that is present on the side special. Retreats back under the platforms, but Kosoku doing a good job mixing when he's coming in, making it really difficult. Yeah, that's going to do it. YungBiddness, you could tell from those last about minute there, was hanging just below the platforms. Didn't really care as much for stage control as he did for the position on the stage. Being below the platform was totally fine relinquishing that center stage because, again, Sheik, it really is not as important as long as you're a character that can survive GUMP attempts. And Olimar is pretty solid in that department. Has very long recovery, really good at kind of dodging single hits she's able to toss out. Yeah, sitting under that plat made it hard for Kosoku to come down with any meaningful hitbox. Yeah, Biddness taking that first game. With a big swing of the electric Pikmin. On the counter pick, Apollo Bastion. This does give Sheik less of that you have to deal with in the opponent sitting under the platform. But there is the one ever-present one in the middle. It does give you a lot of opportunity for raindrop setup, a lot more easy access to your KO moves, easy access to the up smash. And starting off again with a lot of damage. But this is how the last game started off. Kosoku putting on a lot of damage and then not able to finish the plate. See if we're going to be able to take that lead. The lead is so crucial in the matchup, and immediately gets the bouncing fish, catches YungBiddness a little bit lazily drifting towards the stage. Bouncing fish is something that you can react to, especially the audio cue if you're paying attention to it and you know what to look for. But of course, Sheik is not a very common character in the metagame, and if you're not super comfortable, it can be easy to miss that cue. There we go. See Kosoku kind of slow rolling the approach there, waiting for the purple Pikmin to be out of rotation before he decides to swing in, because it is so easy to swat her out of the air with it. Already on 40%. YungBiddness at ledge. He does still have access to the purple, but waits for it to be tossed. Doesn't quite react to the roll in, though, is trying to cover that neutral get up with those jabs. So we got YungBiddness back in center stage, pulled a couple of Pikmin. And that is going to be a huge punish on the dash attack on shield. Very unsafe. It's fast, difficult to react to. But again, we see that whistle being huge to get YungBiddness kind of out of some hot water. A little bit too low to connect that bouncing fish because it's solid DI from YungBiddness. Normally that move sends a lot higher up. Oh, he was getting very scrappy. Olimar jabs. Didn't quite find anything crazy, but punished the roll in. Evening up the percent, evening up the game. I feel like if we're playing in an even game, it kind of goes in Olimar's favor here, especially with two purples on deck. One fell off. Gone to the side, but we still have one purple left. Should be good to help you get off the ledge. Oh, what? Where did the second one come back from? Am I crazy? Totally thought it fell off the side, but I guess not. For sure now we've got one purple Pikmin, was able to use it to get back on stage. And smart from Kosoku, realizing if there's only one Pikmin that the up smash is not safe. But we do still see YungBiddness take the better end of that deal. Caught Kosoku overextending just a tad. And now we've got a pretty solid lineup. Oh my goodness. And Kosoku having no business being that far off stage. YungBiddness trying to make it his. Very high percent. Again, using that purple Pikmin to find a way away from the ledge trap. Kosoku finds that deep nair, but it's kind of like the Fox situation where you don't want to deal with that really, really strong nair, those high percents. It's totally fine to drop shield, let yourself get hit by that because it's not going to combo or anything. It's just the weak nair that's really threatening. And at that point, you're setting yourself up timing to parry that. A smart counterplay from YungBiddness, was able to hold a lot of defense, not fall intending the combos into the kill moves, or very infrequently. And then big utilization of the purple Pikmin where it mattered most. Big counter pokes, catching Kosoku swinging. If you're not landing with your aerials as Sheik and going for, you know, aggressive combo game off stage, one whiffed aerial will keep you in end lag for quite a while. Forward air, for example, has a lot of end lag, but it has very, like, aerial end lag, but it has very little landing lag. So it's one of those things where you toss it out, you expect yourself to be relatively safe. But if you're not landing with it, you'll be out there for quite a while, give your opponent a chance to counter poke. YungBiddness took pretty solid advantage of that. In general, the whistle was huge to catch Kosoku in his moves and then be able to swing back. Super solid.